in Westminster. Darren, is it a question of when rather than if Liz Truss is no longer our Prime Minister?
Well, in many ways, Gloria, listening to what Jeremy Hunt said this morning, you conclude that possibly Liz Truss is no longer Prime Minister, that in fact it is Jeremy Hunt who is the Prime Minister, effectively making the big decisions that the country is having to take at the moment when it comes to the economy. That is the most extraordinary thing, really, isn't it? That we have, some people have been calling it a coup on Twitter this morning. I'm not entirely sure it goes quite as far as that, but it is very significant, I think, to suggest that the Prime Minister may well be in Downing Street, but certainly not be in power. You know, you look at what's happening now in Parliament, and lots of MPs are meeting this afternoon. Clearly, they're back in the Palace of Westminster discussing Liz Truss' future. You've referenced the fact that the Prime Minister is trying to meet and call with them as many as possible, but it looks like somewhat of a losing battle. I mean, we have seen not just the reversal of some of the key tenets of her very short premiership, but indeed the undermining of what her entire government was about. And it's not a surprise then that not just MPs but members of the public will be asking this lunchtime, what is the point of Liz Truss as Prime Minister if she's not able to do anything that she was elected as leader of the Conservative Party? What is the point of her premiership at all? And given those poll ratings, given how bad they are, many would suggest it may be better for the Conservative Party to move sooner rather than later. As you've referenced, Anna Richardson, a Conservative MP, in the last couple of minutes, essentially saying that the position that the Prime Minister holds is untenable, that she says it makes her sad, but it is time that the Prime Minister left her post, and that the 1922 committee, the Conservative Party, will find a way to change those rules in order to ensure that happens. Big question is, of course, has Jeremy Hunt, though, bought her a bit of time? Because in the end, there is an argument to be made that, from Jeremy Hunt and others, that this government actually needs to provide stability at the moment. That was the whole purpose of this morning's announcement, and that actually to try and change things in the days and weeks ahead might be a little too rash, they would argue. My argument would be is that if the party has decided to get rid of Liz Truss, the question is who replaces her, and this has always been the problem in British politics. We look back at what happened to Boris Johnson, not just what the mechanism is, but who could possibly replace her that could unite the party. And yes, there are contenders, Ben Wallace, Rishi Sunak, Penny Mordaunt potentially, but have they got the support of enough MPs that wouldn't split the Conservative Party? I'm not entirely sure this lunchtime that is indeed the case.